Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make these flowers. This is sort of like an inspiration from someone else who did these on YouTube, and everyone seems to really like them. They're very cute. They do look pretty realistic, and I'm just noticing this one's coming off, so I'm going to put some glue on this. They are pretty realistic little flowers, and again, they are super cheap, and this is why I make them. There's a little bit of labor involved. But to be honest with you, if you want to make things look nice, then you're going to have to put a little bit of work into them. And that's just the way it is, I think, with most things in life. So, without any further ado, I made the little card as well that they're on. What I did is I've got some printables and I print out my own little mini postcards. And so this is a little mini postcard from my printables, and on this side what I did was I just glued on, here I'm going to show you, you're going to freak out because I'm such a cheapskate, but anyway, this is what my printing gets put in. It's an Office Depot bag, and so I cut the paper bag up and I lined it, like I put some glue on, and see here? See how it's just glued on? And then I just use my corner rounder to round the corners. And I ink the edge, and then I just use my little fine pen. This is an 05 Prismacolor. To just doodle little hearts in the corners and do the little lines. And that's it. And so once a person likes to use the little embellishments on here, she can flip it over and use it on the other side for the little mini postcard as well. So there's that idea. I hope that's helpful. You could also put them on like a little tag, like this. You could glue them on there. I put them on 3D dots. Where are they? They're here somewhere. Here we go. I put them on these craft bond foam mounts, and then I glue the foam mounts to there. And so because they've got like a little paper backing. And so when you peel them off, it'll just leave the backing behind, and the little foam mount will come off with the flower, and you can pop it onto your project. So today, flowers. Let's see, how are we going to do this? Let me clean this up first. There we go. Okay, so I use a punch, but you don't need to use a punch, and I will show you how to do it both ways. I use two punches, in fact. I use this punch, or you could use a 5 if you have a 5 instead of a 6. And I use this punch. I use these because I have them. And it makes it just ever so slightly quicker. And I also, again, so cheap, I use my scraps. This is cut out from printables. And I have this left over, so what I do is I punch a couple of these out of it. If you want to do white ones, this is the way to do them. And then I cut a couple of these out. Now, you can do these out of craft to do the centers. This is what I did for these, okay? See? I use the craft for the centers. Or you can use the white. Or you can do what I'm going to do this time and use your glimmer mists to color your white. So for each flower, you're going to need one of these, and then a second one of the smaller punch in either craft or the matching paper or a different paper, okay? And what we're going to do now is grab our scissors and extend the cuts ever so slightly, just a little bit. Can you see that? Here. See how much I extended that? Not by very much. And so we're going to extend that the whole way around the little flower. I just find that this gives a little bit more definition to the flower. It makes it bend better, and it makes it just look a little bit more realistic. So that's what I do with those. And then with these ones, we do them in groups of 2, and we extend them in groups of 2 into the middle quite a bit. So here we go, see, about a third of the way to, well, I guess almost half of the way to the middle. And like I said, you do it in groups of 2. So here we go. Like that, like a little heart shape almost. Be careful not to cut all the way through, and leave yourself enough room so that you don't have a very sort of fine, spindly sort of edge that you're trying to work with, like in the middle there. Alright, so there's that. And then with this one, you're going to extend it as well. And this is the craft one or the other color one. In this case, I'm not using craft, I'm using a different color. So we're making a white flower today with, beg your pardon, and this one, instead of in 2s, gets done singly. So you're extending it singly like that, okay? That's for the center one. A friend asked me to do a white flower with a purple center. I didn't have purple paper, but I often use construction paper to make these. Because again, it's so inexpensive and it works really nicely. Comes out pretty cute. Here's a small one made out of construction paper, and here's a large one made out of construction paper. And see, they're very effective. Okay, so once you've got your 3 like that, what I usually do, my family just came home with pizza, so my little boys are very excited about pizza.
Hey,
so,
Mom.
Julian?
Pizza.
Okay, we're going to have some in a minute, okay? So, all I do is I ink the edges, and I do this on both sides. And I'm not particularly careful about how I ink mine. You can be pretty careful, and you don't have to ink them at all if you prefer not to have that grungy look, but I do like it. So, I do the grungy look. Go. Alright, there we go. That's how I do mine. See, really bodgy. And then I do this second side. Okay. And then I tend to edge all of mine with ink. And I do all of them on both sides. And then all we're going to do next there we go. If you want to color them and you want to use glimmer mist, then get yourself your glimmer mist. Let me grab mine. Now when I glimmer mist, I do it on top of paper towel. And the reason I do that is because after I do a few projects, I end up with this. And I use this to cover tags and stuff because I don't waste anything. There's a little tip for you. Hopefully that'll help. I find it good, but it's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to get the little centerpiece, which is the piece that's going to be purple. And I'm using Purple Rain on mine. And so it's already all going inside. Oh, there we go. I'm going to spritz it on both sides. These drip something horrible. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to let that dry just ever so slightly. While I'm waiting for that to ever so slightly dry, I'm going to get my little mini mister that has only water inside it, and I'm going to mist the other 2 pieces. Alright, and the reason we're doing this is because it makes it easier to fold the white cardstock, which is what I'm using here. So all you do is you push it into the middle like this, like you're trying to do a little cup, and you fold it, and then I tend to give them a little twist like that, sort of like almost like when, like if in nature before the bud unfurls. Can you see that? I'm trying to make my camera focus. So it looks sort of almost like a little bud And then you do this with all 3 pieces. You obviously don't have to mist your little purple one, because you've just glimmer misted it, and so that will suffice for the wetness for that one. There we go. And then once you've done that, is you just open them up. And what this does is it textures the cardstock. I'm going to show you as soon as I open it. Can you see that? See the nice texture it adds? And so, in my opinion, that's what makes it look so realistic. So next, I'm going to do the one that we cut in groups of 2s. And unfill that one. And next we got the little purple center, which is purple this time, instead of craft colored. And you can do any color combination you want. I even did the aqua flowers, as you saw, and with the glimmer mist they come out really nice with the gold on them, so it's quite a cute effect. Now these can be a bit fiddly, just be patient and do them gently, because otherwise you'll break the little petals off. If you break one off, it's no big deal. If you break a couple off, it starts to look a little bit dodgy, okay? So there's the little purple one. So once you've done that, put your paper aside. Now it's time to put it together, and see, it really couldn't be any easier than it is. So with the purple one, even though you've unfilled it, you get yourself your Sharpie or something and push it in the middle and push it up, and we're gonna fill it into a little thing like this that's only partially open, so you can almost just barely see the purple, you see? That is then going to go into these, and these ones I just put a little bit of tacky glue, so I'm putting a little bit of tacky glue inside the big one, and a little bit inside the small one here. Oops, that's too much glue, but anyway, that'll do. And then just layer one inside the other. Get your little purple center, push it in there. And then I pick the whole thing up and I just gently push it, there we go, until I get it sitting the way I want it. And that's it, all done. And there's your little flower. It's still a little wet, so it's still a little bit hard to manipulate, but you get the idea. And I tend to just gently sort of push the middle down a little bit to curl the flower up when it's a little drier. But there you have it. It might be easier to see this way. And here we go. Hopefully that helps. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you use lots of your little flowers in your embellishments. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.